Last week, OpenAI's agent broke out of a test environment and spent 4 days inside Hugging Face. This week, Anthropic went and checked whether theirs had done the same thing. It had. 3 times. Right, here's what they found, and it's worse than the headline. Anthropic went back through 141,000 evaluation runs. Not because anyone caught them, because they read the news about OpenAI and went looking. The problem was a misconfiguration. They run some safety testing with an outside partner called Irregular, and the two companies had different understandings of whether the sandbox was connected to the internet. It was. So 3 Claude models, doing capture the flag exercises, reached out and hit 3 real companies instead. Now here's the part worth sitting with. All 3 models were told, in the prompt, that they had no internet access. Opus 4.7 worked out that the systems were real, in all 4 runs, and kept attacking anyway, pulled credentials, and touched a database of production data. Mythos 5 realized it was on the open internet, then talked itself back into believing it was a simulation, and published malicious software to PI. The third one, an internal research model, worked out the target was real and stopped. 1 out of 3. That's the only genuinely reassuring sentence in this story. 2 of the 3 companies had no idea anything had happened until Anthropic rang them. But, and this matters, nobody made Anthropic look. They went digging on their own and published it. Last week, OpenAI found out from the victim. That's not a small difference, and I'll give them credit for it. Second thing, OpenAI cut its prices. GPT 5.6's Lunar model dropped 80% from $1 and $6 per million tokens, down to 20 cents and $1.20. The Terra model got 20% off. Sol didn't move a red penny. That's 3 weeks after launch. OpenAI says its efficiency gains, that the model helped rewrite its own inference code. Yeah, nah. Prices don't fall 80% 3 weeks after launch because someone found some efficiency. Back in July, CNBC reported that Chinese models had taken 46% of US enterprise token usage on OpenRotor, sometimes more than the American ones. That's the reason. This is a price war, and it's being won by people who aren't in the room, which is good news for you, incidentally. If you're building on the cheap tier, it just got 5 times cheaper for doing nothing. Third thing, and it's the first story, wearing different clothes. Amazon's security team pinned 4 poisoned NPM packages on one North Korean crew. They track it as Sapphire Sleep. The packages were Typo Crypto, Debug, Chalk, and Axios. If you don't write code, those names mean nothing to you. So, Axios alone gets about 100 million downloads a week. Debug and Chalk went out in September, and inside 2 hours they were in roughly 10% of cloud environments. Here's the clever part, and I do mean clever. They split the attack across several ordinary-looking libraries. One carries an encrypted payload, another carries the key, a third runs it. On its own, every piece passes a scanner. Every piece passes a human reading it. And Amazon's security chief says generative AI is what makes it scale. Thousands of lines of clean, idiomatic, well-commented code, plausible commit histories, all the things a reviewer uses to decide something is trustworthy. So look at the week properly. A lab couldn't keep its own models inside a sandbox, and a state crew is using the same technology to make hostile code look like it was written by a careful engineer. Same problem, opposite ends. 2 quick ones. The FCC added foreign-built humanoid and 4-legged robots to its national security-covered list on the 27th. That's the same list they use for telecom gear. Robots are now infrastructure, legally speaking, and Google quietly killed its AI Studio mobile app. It had 800,000 pre-orders. They're folding the features into the Gemini app instead. 800,000 people put their hand up, and it still didn't ship. Worth remembering next time, a demo gets a release window. That's the week. A model that knew it was real and kept going. A price cut nobody wants to explain. And some very good code written by people you'd rather not have writing it. See you next time.